Hi everyone, and welcome back to the second episode of Farming Simulator 22 series. So, in the last episode, we went over some basics about the game, and what we plan to do today is just revamp the farm and make it more suitable to what we have planned. So, we have our machines, we have the silos, we have the silage pit, the farmhouse, and the garage. So what we are gonna start with is going over the shop. So if you press P on your keyboard, it opens the shop for you, and there it shows you the brands, the type of vehicles that you can buy. So there are tractors, harvesters, then machines specific to potato farming, wheat farming, sugarcane, cotton, grape, olive, then forestry machines, animal transport, and your loaders and forklifts, and some miscellaneous vehicles also. Just below that are the different tools which you can use with the vehicles. um, to go about your farming or forestry or animal husbandry, whatever you are playing it. So these are the tools, weights which attach to the vehicles. Then we have different objects which are available for purchase. So these will include seeds, wheat, oat, pig food, road salt for snowy roads. Then you have the fertilizer, lime. They come in different quantities. So you can buy pallets, you can buy boxes. Then we have bales to feed to the animals. So you can make your own bales or you can just purchase them from here. And then containers just to keep all your stuff categorized. So these are the different packs. So if you're doing a particular farming, let's say you are farming potatoes and you want to see everything that is related to potatoes, so obviously these are suggestions from the game makers. So these are the basic things that you will need. So this is a potato harvester. So down here you can see the power that it requires, the capacity, the weight, and the working width. The top speed of this machine is also listed, and at the end it shows you what type of crops it can work with. So some machines they work with a lot of crops. For example, if you look at grain, so if you select any machine, you'll see a lot of different crops that it can work with. But for specific machines such as cotton harvester, you'll see only a single icon over there just because it only works with cotton. Then you have the used vehicle sale. So this gets refreshed every month or every day within the game. So you'll get used vehicles or tools at discounted prices. So you can have a look at them, and you know you can see the price and compare it with the actual price in the shop. So these get refreshed from time to time. So whenever your day changes or your month changes, make sure to have a look here in case you need anything. So you can buy it, repair it. Then these are your owned items. Whatever machine, vehicles and tools you own are listed here. And this has the same categories as the shop. So this is basically the same categories over here, but these are the ones which you own. So today what we are gonna do first is we are going to sell everything that we have, so that because we will be buying completely new machinery as per specification and our liking, because as I said, money is not going to be a bar, so we can have as much fun we want. Then the next thing we're gonna do is we are going to get rid of everything that is here on our farm, so it tells you the value and you get that much money once you sell it. So I will add some money on top of it using the easy development controls, so that we don't have any shortage when we are working with revamping the farm. So there is no option to actually turn the money off. So we're just gonna have to add some amount to our existing total and then take it from there. So as you can see, the farm, or the area of the farm where the sheds and the silos are supposed to be, is completely empty now. Going back, so let me just quickly add. So when you're using easy development controls, you can press F12 to bring up the menu, and on the first screen itself you can see the option to add money. So we'll just go here, and you also probably want to turn this on. I'll tell you in a bit why we want to do that, but yeah, just add the money and it should reflect in the top right corner. So I'm not sure if that's gonna be enough, but for the time being, that should do it. And you can just delete these trees since you have turned on that option using the delete key on your keyboard. So I've never played it on a console, so I will only be telling you the controls on the keyboard. For PCs, I have no idea about how it plays or what are the key bindings for the consoles, but I think that information is easily available. Okay, so now we can start placing our sheds. So what I usually do is this shed which we originally have at the beginning of the game, bring up the help menu, so you can toggle snapping off with C so that it you know uh, rotates and moves in increments. If you toggle it off, it just moves more smoothly. So if you want to align it, you can toggle the snapping on, and we are just going to place this. here. So it will show you a message if it is overlapping with anything. As in this case, I think it's the road or the little sign at the corner of the road. So if I move it here, that should do it. So I'll place it over here, and I just want to place another one over here, but as you can see, this overlaps with this, so it won't let me place it. So the solution to this is to press V, which toggles free mode, and then you don't get any overlap warning or restrictions. So this is gonna be one large garage for smaller machines and tools, and for anything like miscellaneous, you want to place bales or anything like it. But for smaller things, we probably want to have something for bigger machines such as harvesters, and we are going to use large headers for those harvesters, so we'll probably need some place to store them. So what I usually do is I use this one over here, and I place it like this so that you know I can just come directly from the road and place the large piece of machinery or the harvester right in there. We can probably rotate it this way. Place it here. Then we can have another one in this corner. So that's the layout for our sheds. Of course, you can customize it any way you want, but this is just a simple layout which I am starting with. If required, we can customize it as we go. Then we'll have these silos over here. Um, you probably want clear access to the pit here so that your vehicles can come in to unload and even to refill grains if you need. So that's why I'm keeping it down here in the middle so that it is easily accessible even for smaller as well as for larger vehicles. Probably want some containers. So this is something which holds seeds. So the down, this icon in the front is the interaction point for the vehicle. So you probably want to keep it in front. I'll just turn on the free mode so that I can place it right in there. And this is for the fertilizer. So this is the bigger one. This is for the solid fertilizer. This is for the liquid one. So I think it's for both. The difference is in the quantity. So let's use this one. I usually use the other one, but okay, we can go with this one and just place it here. Again, keeping in mind that The interaction point will be on road because the vehicle or the tool will be parked next to it in order to refill it. And then we can have a silo bunker. Probably this is too big. We'll go with a smaller one because at some point of time we will look into making silage. So place it down here. All right, so yeah, this is the overall layout, the initial layout. We might add a few things to it later on as we move ahead with the series. But for now, what we will be doing is we'll be buying machines and tools, and we are just uh, we'll be having we'll interact with the fields, the different states of the field, and how you can prepare a field for uh, seeding. Yeah, so let's have a quick walk around and see. So make the only thing to consider while doing this is to make sure your vehicles can enter the sheds and exit the sheds easily, because you don't want to make 3-point turns, a lot of 3-point turns while parking. And the ample space makes it easier to park as well as to take a vehicle out as and when you need it. So let's talk a bit about fields. So the game provides you information about the fields once you hover over it. So you can get all the information like what is the crop which is currently in the field, what is the growth, so is it growing or is it ready to harvest, what is the yield bonus. So that depends entirely on how you prepare the field, how you fertilize it, and whether or not there are any weeds. So the yield bonus for this field is currently 23% and it's ready to harvest. So whatever the overall capacity or overall turnover of this field is, we are gonna get 23% extra on top of it. It is not fertilized, it needs lime and it needs plowing. So initially the game provides you with 3 fields and they all are in different state. So this is the first one which is immediately after harvesting. So wheat has been harvested from this field. It is not fertilized. Needs lime, needs plowing. So it needs. We need to do everything on this field right from the beginning. This field is a cultivated field and it is ready for seeding. Um, but cultivating a field allows the weeds to grow in it later on. So you'll probably need a weeder or some chemicals to remove the weeds, rather to kill the weeds. But if you plow the field, it turns over the soil in a way that no weeds can grow on it. And once in a while, if you have the periodic plowing on, you will need to plow the field, otherwise, your yield bonus will get affected. So, this isn't fertilized, needs lime, and needs plowing. Okay, so all this information is available once you hover over the field, or if you look at this menu here, and if you just scroll ahead, so you can see this field is harvested, this field is cultivated. Field number 40 is harvested, field number 41 is cultivated, and field number 38 is ready to harvest. The soil composition says that all three fields need plowing if we want the maximum yield bonus from these fields. And if you disable the needs plowing filter, you'll see that all these three fields they need lime also. So that's what we will be doing. So first of all, what we want to do is we want to harvest this field first and store the wheat in our silo so that we can then work on all three of these fields together. Later on, we might want to join them together, but um, in the beginning, let's try and keep things simple and keep the structure of the fields intact. So the shop is actually located right across from the fields here. So you can walk over it, or if you have a vehicle, you can drive to it, or you can simply press P and it will take you to the vehicle section. So the first thing which we are looking for is a harvester, and since we won't be buying two or three harvesters, we probably want to have a bigger one which can tend to small fields as well as bigger fields, and that's where the mods come into play. So this is the lizard harvester mod. So it adds these three harvesters to the menu. These are the in-game ones. So this is the Colossus harvester. So it can have different configurations. So if you see the information on the left hand side, it will show you the engine power, then it will show you the top speed and the capacity. So right now it's 15,000 liters. So if you in change the configuration, you can see those numbers will change along with it. So the maximum that it can go up to is this number. Same goes for the Reaper. So this is the standard capacity and this is the highest capacity that is available. Engine power can also change, so it can go up to 1508, that is 2050 horsepower, and as low as 825 horsepower. So these both are actually the same. So we can go with any one of them. So we'll just increase our capacity so that, you know, when we are harvesting two or three fields consecutively, we don't have to come back to the farm and unload. So let's go with the highest one. Then we don't need a lot of engine power. Hmm. Let's see. Okay. The difference between these two is the top speed. So I think 80 is doable. So we can just make it more powerful. And then we come to customization. So you can have different tire brands. They'll have different treads. You can see what you like. You might get a crawler track option, but nothing too fancy. So we'll just go with PKT tires and put on twin wheels, crawler track in the front. We'll just go with normal twin wheels in front just because it looks nice. Then if you have more than one harvester, you probably want to number it. So let's say it's number one. Then you can go with different branding. Let's go with vent over here. LEDs are these lights which you can flash if you're on the road, just to make it more realistic. And then you can have the window tint, any body decals you want. And then these are the different color options. So what I usually go with is the Fint Nature Green. Interior, you can leave it as it is, or you can black, you can have white seats, or you can have red if you want. Then the rim color, black is fine. You might want to make it green just so that it goes. So you can also customize the license plates just to completely make it yours. But yeah, that's a nice looking machine. So let's go ahead and purchase it. You can also lease it if you don't want to purchase it but still want to use it on rent, on lease. But we'll just go ahead and buy it. So let's see. This is the harvester at the shop. This is the first machine that we have brought, and it looks nice. So if you want this section, alright, so this is the shop. Here is where you can go in. So to interact with these, you just need to press R. And this section of the shop is the service center or the workshop, whatever you want to call it. This basically lets you repair and paint. And if you go into your garage, you can see all the details of the machine which you own. The thumbnail is not updated as per your customization, but yeah, you can get all the information. So that's our harvester. Now we need a head for it. So we'll just go back into the shop again. Go to tools and go to headers. So I have another mod installed which adds additional class headers for better um, working width. So this is 13.8 meters, 12.3 meters. The stock one is actually 15.2 meters. The John Deere one is 13.7. Now we have two options here to go about it. See, you can either buy a header and a trailer to go with it. So if you want to see the combinations with a particular tool, you can just press C. So you can see the trailer that is required to carry that header when it is not mounted on the harvester, or you can use these type of headers. For example, the headers which have a little, a tiny rod sticking out of them. So again, this has a speed of 89, which is too much. We don't want that. 17 km per hour, and we can customize it using the mod to maybe 20, 30 kilometers per hour. But these headers using this rod can be attached directly to the harvester. So you don't have to purchase an additional trailer or carry the trailer, um, carry the header on the trailer with you. So we are just going to go ahead and buy this. Uh, we'll probably use the same color as the harvester. Yep. And buy it, and we can see how we can attach it and we can carry it around. So when the header is stationary, you'll see this connector sticking out of it. So if you want, if you don't want to attach it because it's wide and you want to go through narrow spaces, you can simply connect it to your harvester and carry it wherever you want, wherever you want. And then when you actually want to use it, you can simply connect it to the harvester like this, and then you can fold this connector inside, and voila, it's ready to be used. Again, once you've done using it, you can simply press X to unfold it again. Make sure the focus is on the tool and not the vehicle. You can switch it using G, and then you can simply press X to bring down the tires as well as the connector. Disconnect it, and it is ready to be carried around once again. Like so. So we should probably use the road, but we can also use the field, just cut across this field to our farm because we have crop destruction off. But yeah, I would probably want to turn off the traffic because we have twin tires, wide vehicles, and we don't want, you know, to work around traffic with this big of a machinery. So we'll probably turn traffic off and take this harvester to our field. As you can see, the top speed is 81 kilometers per hour for this harvester. And once we get to our farm, we can simply go inside. So, and we can have this long header, you can place it either here, or we can simply take it in here. And that's why you need these bigger sheds, because between tires you need more space. We can probably put this right here, like so. And then when you want to harvest, you can just pick it up from here. Just align it a bit, and then you just fold the connector in, take out the header, press F1 for your menu and check the maximum working speed. It's 17, so we can just increase it to, let's say, 30, so that it will be quicker but still realistic. Pull back the menu using F1, align it. Now, talking about harvester controls, so you can use X to unfold your harvester. It will bring out the pipe as well as the collection bin, it will open it. Again, you can fold it using the X button again. Then you can lower, then you can take out the pipe once you want to unload using the O button. You take out the pipe and again pull it back in. Then for the header, you can lower it using V. You can turn it on using B separately, or you can simply press B and it will just go into the position to start work. You just move ahead, and this is the swath that it generates. You can turn it off if you want. I think it's the full stop key. It's the comma key to disable straw swath. So you won't get this swath, but you can use it to make bales. So it depends entirely if you want it or not. So we will be using balers, so that's why I'm generating the straw swath, and later on we can go ahead and paint it. So just carving out here, so that we can have more space to work with later on. So you can either back it up at the end like this, or if you want, you can take a turn here like this. So whatever suits your playing style. We are done with the headland here. And then we can go about like this. So the headlands are pretty useful when you don't have too much space around your fields to turn your machine, so you create a margin within the field which you can use to turn your machines around. In case your field is adjacent to a lake, or um, some rocks where your machine probably will be damaged, or it won't be maneuverable. So since this is a wide header and a very small field, you can go about it any way you want. We won't be using uh, the AI for harvesting unless it is absolutely necessary, because this is one of the most satisfying parts of the game, one of the most satisfying activities that you can do, while playing the game. So we'll make sure we'll do it manually as much as possible. For bigger fields, we can increase the header speed and we can do it. Um, so usually the harvesters won't fold if they have something, if they have some grain inside them. But the Reaper mod harvesters, they fold even if they are full, or I mean, if they have something inside them. So I mean, that is a difference in functionality, I guess, but nothing to be bothered about. So we can just drop the header here. Probably want to unfold it first. And then put it down so that if we want to carry it, we can carry it easily. Park the harvester here. If you want, we can unload it. So that's why it is important to have wide driveway. So first we have to unfold the harvester, and then we have to take the pipe out. And there you go. That's all the grain in the tank. Hold the pipe in. Hold the harvester. And park it right here for the time being. Yeah, so that's the harvester and the header. We'll have another header for crops like sugarcane, corn, which cannot be harvested using the grain header. So once we have that, we can use the same space to store both our headers. But yeah, that's the first field harvested. We have some straw to be collected using the baler. So this field is now harvested, this is already harvested, and this is ready for cultivation. So in the next episode, we'll probably go through the machines which we need to prepare a field, and in the process we'll buy a baler and try to bale up this straw. Yeah, until then, thank you so much for watching. If you like the content, if you like the video, make sure to like and subscribe to my channel. If there are any suggestions, they are always welcome in the comments. If there is anything you would like to suggest regarding uh, the way that I'm playing the game, or the amount of details which I am going through. Just leave your suggestions in the comments and I'll make sure to have a look at them. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, that's me signing off. Cheers. Bye bye.